Yo, I saw an article that said that the NBA Central Division is ready to be the NBA's toughest division. Now,
It wasn't a guy
that written it. It was wrote it. Yeah. Wow. I even paused to think about that. I'm a fucking idiot. Anyways. Yeah. Someone that wrote it. It wasn't a guy that wrote it. It was Kelly. I can't even. Kelly could be a guy's name. It could be a girl's name. But yeah, that's who wrote it. I don't know if you guys know that writer.
Kelly Scoletta?
Yeah. Maybe. I don't even know. I can't even judge.
No.
Anyways, I'll put the picture up for you guys if I can put it up. And yeah, I read it a couple days ago. And I'm like, yo, we gotta talk about this. Like, I don't believe. Personally, I don't believe it at all. Like, it's stupid to me for someone to say that the NBA Central Division,
especially in the East.
Especially in the East.
Yeah.
We all know how tough the West is, but like, yo, that's not how it's gonna go. No, like, all right. So you compare the two. You compare the two divisions, right? You got Cleveland, Spurs, Bulls, Rockets. You got Indiana, Milwaukee, Detroit, and then you got Memphis,
New Orleans,
and Dallas. First of all, what? First of all, what? Boy, if you don't get your ass. Alright, so like, no, real shit, man. Like, I don't believe it at all. Cleveland stayed the same, but like, they're obviously, them and the Spurs are like coming to the favorites.
Like,
to be
bro, there's like no debate. Like, 5 of those teams in that division have a superstar on their team.
Yeah,
Harden, Dirk Nowitzki, three
players on those 5 teams were all NBA players. James Harden, Marcus Gasol, and
we debated about this like off camera that those 5 teams could potentially all make the playoffs.
And last year they did.
That's crazy.
Yeah, last year they all made it.
Maybe the East, maybe the Central Division might make the playoffs, but they're probably gonna be below 500.
Yeah, no,
that's all that in the East is.
And like teams like Detroit. Then
Reggie Jackson's good, but
like even in this article, let me pull it out again and friggin' show you the projected wins it had. The projected wins: Cleveland 65, Chicago 60, Indiana 55,
not quite.
Milwaukee 52,
what?
Detroit 45.
What?
Now was this writer like on something?
I don't know. I have no idea. But friggin' and then in the West for the Southwest. They had Dallas 45, which is like, okay, yeah, they've lost a lot of players. New Orleans 52.
Wow, I think that's a little high.
Oh,
Memphis 55. Rockets 60.
What?
And Spurs 62. Projected wins.
Is this like a 2K league with the users playing
like game sliders on like 100 and like, you know?
I have no idea, but Detroit ain't gonna get that many wins. Like, they're not.
The only logical record that was Spurs, in my opinion. Like, Cleveland's really good, but 65 wins? Are you kidding me? Warriors just got like 67. You expect Cleveland to get 65?
Not quite. No.
Relax.
If they were battling the East the entire season, then yeah, maybe 65 wins. But you have to face
like
LeBron.
I think, help me out here, but like LeBron's like highest win was 66 games, right?
Yep.
Yeah, and that was his highest in his prime. Like he's in his 30s now. There's no way he's gonna take a lot of time off. He's gonna rest more. Kyrie Irving's unhealthy. Kevin Love's unhealthy. And I expect me to get them 60 wins tops.
Yeah, and I understand about the Milwaukee. Like, Milwaukee is getting a lot more credit now since they made the playoffs. They made the 6th seed, and people are expecting them to go higher now because they added Greg Monroe.
What did that article say? 52.
52 or something like that. Like, yeah. Like,
Greg Monroe's not even a max contract
like,
player. He just came into the TV deal and just kicked into the right time that he got that amount of money.
Yeah.
Same with Reggie Jackson. He got $80 million. He doesn't really deserve that. No. But like they have to pay him that much in order to keep them.
Yeah.
So there's no other way around it.
Exactly.
I could see Milwaukee getting mid-40s maybe, but 52 is a bit of a stretch.
I wouldn't even put Detroit to make playoffs.
52 wins gets you a top 4 seed.
So what are you? So what is that writer trying to say? So what are you trying to say? Milwaukee's better than Washington, Toronto, Miami, or like all those teams that are below them. So you're telling me that Milwaukee's better than those guys?
So according to that scale, Toronto's about to get 55 wins. Washington's about to get 55.
Miami's gonna get 65 or something like that. Apparently,
it's a little bit of a stretch. I see what the article was going for because the Central Division is improving.
Maybe it's the toughest. It's the toughest
division in the East, but
by default, look at the Atlantic Division. But
Toronto, but the Southwest Division still exists.
Yeah, but that's you have to say on the come up. Southeast is.
But I would put Boston
Washington
ahead. I put Boston ahead of right now. I put Boston ahead of Detroit, possibly Pacers, and maybe Milwaukee. Maybe.
I don't know about that one. I put them ahead of Detroit, Pacers, we'll see. I think the Pacers will probably be a bit better than
like,
Boston this year.
They have really no bench though. But we'll get into that another time. You know,
Boston doesn't have a superstar.
Boston don't have a superstar. There's like a team effort where like 10 guys will hustle, and Brad Stevenson gets the most out of all those guys.
Yeah, Brad Stevenson, he's a really good coach. Yeah, but you need a superstar to excel. To like when you're down by 5 and you're in the fourth quarter, you need that superstar to pull ahead, right? The team aspect, that's why it's limited on offensively, right? The superstar can create his own shot. That's why you need a superstar to create his own shot.
But teams like Detroit and Milwaukee don't have that.
Exactly. That's
like
why
Paul George was on the come up, but like we don't know how he's gonna react.
Like Giannis could be like that, but he's taking a long time to
It's still early.
Yeah,
it's still early.
He's
But
19, 20? 19?
No,
He's like 21 now.
Yeah. He's a little older, but at the same time, he's been in the league longer. You know what I mean? So that's not even the
But he's like one of those
superstar.
projects I like.
Jabari Parker is their superstar in my opinion. He just has to stay healthy and get, slim down a little bit, stop eating those donuts. But
Yeah.
this guy,
But back to the main issue itself, like that article I was reading, I'm like, no man, Memphis is still a banger. Houston, they lost Josh Smith, but they re-signed everyone else. You know, freaking San Antonio, San Antonio.
And they got this guy named LaMarcus Aldridge.
And David West. And the Pelicans, it's everyone know that team looked good on paper. You know, Drew Holiday, Eric
They just
Gordon,
gotta stay
Tariq Evans.
healthy.
Yeah, they need to stay healthier.
Just get more depth. But like, look, Anthony Davis is a top 10 player. James Harden's like a top 10 player. Dirk Nowitzki's a Hall of Famer. Tim Duncan's a Hall of Famer. LaMarcus Aldridge can get you at least 20 and 8, 20 and 10 a night.
Yeah.
You tell me that compares to the Central Division? Like one Hall of Famer is like LeBron in that.
But one issue they brought up, like for Detroit itself, like now they have 4 outside and 1 guy's inside because they got Ilyasova, Stanley Johnson, and then Brandon Jennings and Reggie Jackson.
But listen, man.
So
Rome wasn't built in a day.
Yeah.
Detroit has had a losing culture for the past 5 years or so.
Yeah.
I don't expect them to be a great team overnight. It'll take some time. I don't think they're going to the playoffs this year.
Like look at that chemistry though. Like Reggie Jackson.
A lot of
Brandon
egos on that
Jennings.
team. A lot of egos on that team.
They still got some stuff to figure out.
Yeah, and you don't know if Andre Drummond is gonna be that low post presence like he was. Like if he's gonna be like that.
No, I
He's a great defensive player. He gets a lot of rebounds, but he hasn't shown a lot
He's
of post
still
moves
raw.
yet.
He's still
a
raw
raw player, so you can't really put 1 in the paint and then 4 shooters around him. You can't do that unless that guy has developed post moves, because then he doesn't get double teamed. So what's the point of having shooters on him? Then you can't drive to the basket then.
Yeah, like, I think Andre Drummond is still his thing, but like now that he doesn't have Raymond Rowe there, I think he can dominate the paint a lot more. Because he's like one of those guys really athletic and like There's
gonna be definitely more space around the basket for him.
Yeah.
You know.
I mean, he can still stuff the stat sheet, get you a double-double.
But Southwest over Central any day,
Yeah, no
any day.
question.
That's like the toughest division. That's been the toughest division for like the last how many years in the league, right?
Yeah,
It's crazy.
Like Memphis to me is one of the best players, one of the best teams in that division. You know, I think they're like the top 2 in that division. With
Is your phone
San
ringing?
Antonio.
Yeah, it's mine.
That was mine. I was tripping out.
Nah, it's Memphis, San Antonio,
Yeah.
Houston. Like, all those teams would be at
Yo,
top
shut your
2
phone
team.
off, though.
I don't know who that is. All those teams would be a top 2 team in the Central Division.
We'll end up seeing we'll see what happens in the. So
if that division thing goes off, like without the divisions, you could have 3 or potentially 3, Houston, Memphis, and San Antonio getting home court advantage.
That's what's scary about it. Realistically speaking, because the Warriors and OKC are the 2 proven commodities out west that'll probably get a top 4 seed. But San Antonio, Houston, Memphis, and Pelicans, if they stay healthy, you never know. Those could be 4 teams in the Southwest Division in the top 5, 6 seeds out west. It'll be pretty interesting to watch.
I think
That's the best division, man. No question.
Thanks for watching, everyone. I hope y'all liked that video. If you do, like the mother effing video. And if you disagree with anything we said or if you agree with us, be sure to comment down below. Who's the strongest division in the NBA? I said Southwest. I think we all agree with Southwest. Those 5 teams can make the NBA playoff. Central can't. Anyways, be sure to come back next week where we release another video. And make sure to hit that subscribe button. You don't want to miss any of this. If you want to see more, check out last week's video right over there. We talked about the Heatles being back on top. And yeah, peace out, boy.